Hey friends, Donn here. Uncle Don's Dhamma, second episode here going on. And yeah, welcome back or welcome to first timers. And here at Uncle Don's Dhamma, nothing is scripted, nothing is planned. There's no AI. You won't find that here. It's a nice place, like a Buddhist rest stop, a place to stop on your Dhamma path and check in. Um, Not unlike an op-ed piece, just a little place to find something out. And this isn't a place to learn meditation. This is a place to talk about walking the Dhamma path. Once again, Dhamma, I'm spelling it with two M's, coming from the Burmese tradition of Theravadan Buddhism. You might be saying, what the heck is that? What happened to the R in Dharma? I'm used to Dharma. They're the same thing. That's all. Sanskrit versus Pali languages. Anyway, I'm here to assist you on your Dharma or Dhamma path, whichever word you choose to resonate with. And today is the 27th of July, 2026. It is a nice, warm, late July Monday here in Central Oregon where I live, and I will be heading to Washington to the Vipassana Center up there tomorrow. And I just wanted to do the second video. This is the second video in what will become a series of short vids, meaning under 13 minutes. In Dharma world we call them dharmettes, short Dharma talks. And really, this is just, checking in about the life that is ours, going against the stream out there in the world, even amongst the highly emotionally charged, chaotic 2020s post-COVID era here in North America. So it's what we got to work with. It's what we signed up for, right? So last time I mentioned noble communications. This is a take I came up with as it pertains to the precept of noble speech. Just taking a look at how we communicate. Could it be better? What could be better? What could we discard? And when I talk about dharmic things or dhammic things, I like to use things from my own life. I don't like to just be lofty and wax poetic about this. This is not what this channel is about. This is about getting real. And so, I will say that my own communication styles came up as soon as I posted that video. I had a strange interaction with someone I know, but they're not really a friend, at the rec center that I work out at. And they kind of, gave me the business because even though I've seen them a handful of times in recent days, they brought up some old interaction that they didn't feel went well with me. And I thought that was really interesting, having just mentioned noble communications, noble speech. And they said, you were kind of rude, which is weird for you, but you were. And it was really quite fascinating timing. And we talked it through. It's still not completely resolved because it was closing time at said rec center. But so that's the power of the Dhamma, of Dharma talking, Dhamma talks, Dhamma conversations. Is we recalibrate our mind's eye to look in stuff and look inside. I just want to mention that some things from real time. That said, today, I never want to stop exploring good communication. So let's just plant that seed again. If you didn't watch the first video, check it out later. I barely touched on it, the topic, all that much, but it's there. And I mentioned Anicca, Anicca, the Buddha's foundational teaching on impermanence. All things are subject to death. All things are subject to change. This goes from a giant tree out in back of your home, like I have out here, changing with the seasons, to our own human body, changing with age, changing here in the moments I'm laying down this video, so many things will change internally for me, just as they will change over the course of this whole year, this whole decade. And as I age and things change shape and color, got a gray goatee. I didn't used to have one here. We reflect on the Buddha's teachings about impermanence and old age, sickness, and death, and the what one person calls the law of nature, the fundamental law of existence. It's just that for all, but it's just for us humans, we have the capability to look into these things and emote about them and stuff, so that it separates us from the other creatures that are sentients in this world. So I mentioned anicca, and anicca is forever linked to anatta and dukkha, and specifically in the order anicca, dukkha, anatta. Dukkha is D-U-K-K-H-A, means the inevitable suffering that arises with the understanding of the prior, anicca. So to understand anicca thoroughly, and I say to experience it, experience impermanence, experience aging, experience loss of a loved one, family member, or pet, or the sickness and the threat of the loss of any of the above. These sort of things, the falling out with a lover or family member or bestie, any of these things that affect us in the way that we're not so happy with, but they do, emotions, feelings. We get bummed out, right? So all the way down to the Mac Daddy of emotions, the grief of the recent loss of a person, pet, or what have you in our lives. So dukkha is where things get tough. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's also a great discovery. So think of a loss you've had. We've all had losses. The Buddha says he sent somebody to with the mustard seed, find a home where there's been no death and bring me a mustard seed from their cabinet. They couldn't find a mustard seed, whomever he sent. And so we've all had a loss, or we know of one at least recently. And there's the suffering that comes with the loss. And if the loss doesn't make us suffer directly, if we're not deeply grieving, maybe we know a sufferer closer to the person they lost, their suffering. So we feel their pain. We observe their suffering. And through this, we get a keen sense of what suffering is. Grief is one thing, but what we do with it, we can really, really suffer. And attachment, resistance, anger, the 5 stages of grief, Kubler-Ross put out a long time ago, and has became the yardstick for grief delineation and processing. So anyway, dukkha is a wonderful lesson about the Dhamma, and it's the middle of this 3-parter, anatta, the last in line, but we'll get to that another time. So what I want to say is anicca, I mentioned, to me, is a pivotal teaching. The Buddha had so many teachings, 82,000 sermons, they say, to be exact, or almost exact. But to me, it's the cornerstone is anicca, because not only is it such a powerful lesson and it covers all aspects of life, furthermore, it spirals out into all of his teachings and all of the wisdom that comes along with the Dhamma, which goes back to the story of the fistful of leaves, if you know that one. Sitting in the forest with leaves everywhere, the Buddha mentions he has an understanding of everything there and picks up a fistful of leaves and says, "This is all I'm telling you, but it's everything you need to know." So the dukkha, the suffering, the reason many of us pick up Buddhism in the first place. Can we please come out of suffering? Is this true? Will this really happen? Especially back in the Buddha's time. It's like advertising a new product, right? It's like saying, I've got the stuff, Before there was crazy glue, the broken cup or pot was done, and here comes this product. Well, not necessarily anymore. So the understanding our suffering, I just want to pitch that today. I think we'll make it a two-parter. We're getting close to my time limit, and I still have a lot to say on the subject. But yeah, so journal about what's eating your lunch these days. Make some bullet points about what suffering means to you. Don't be afraid to admit what you're suffering from. Is your relationship strained? Is your job not going the way it used to? Or are your expectations unmet, even though they looked like they were coming together in some corner of your life? And take a look at these things and see, dukkha. Are you experiencing it now? Is it unnecessary? Do you have any control over it, or don't you? And you'll be exploring dukkha nicely. So that's the message for today. I don't mean the message to be suffering, but it's about suffering. And of course, once we cross over to the third noble truth, we're on our way of the awareness of the way out of suffering and the eventual path out of suffering. So it gets good, guys. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not here to be a Debbie Downer. That's all I have to say for the 27th of July, 2026. May you all be happy. May you all be peaceful. May you all be free from the hindrances, keeping your heart closed. May it be open, and may you share your joy, your kalyanamita, your love with your fellow travelers on this path. May we all walk together on this beautiful Dhamma path. Hey, it's beautiful out. We are so lucky. We just have to remember to be grateful. So that is all. I wish you all a fabulous week, and I'll catch up with you on the weekend or a week from now with episode 3. Blessings.